Another example is, or another use case is portable autonomous testing. And this is where a node is moved around. So this is particularly popular with regulators. They take it to a location. They want to characterize that area, that community, see what spectrum is being used, what the operators are doing, what they're not doing. Are they compliant to their licenses? Are they not compliant to their licenses? Or we have customers that are using this for temporary extended KPI monitoring. So they know they're having issues at a particular site in, I'm going to say, the northeast corner of Baltimore. So they bring the nodes out, they plant it there for a period of hours or a period of days, capture those activities, all gets fed up to the cloud. Again, super use, and the data shows up on somebody's dashboard at their desktop. So, but let's dive into some of these a little bit. So here's eNode B 550, 258. We can dive into that. This is the only channel that's coming off of 550, 258. We can see how its RSRP and RSRQ are changing over time. Another use is for doing license usage and characterization. So this is a one of the locations in Canada. We've got various operators. We've got green operator, blue, red, yellow, pale blue. So our first line here is what is licensed by those various operators in band 71. And then we can contrast that with what is actually being used and what is being used for, right? So we can see here that operator teal is not using their band 71 spectrum. We can see that red and green are using their spectrum for 5G. We can drill into that to see what flavor of 5G, whether it's standalone or non-standalone. We can drill in to see what the bandwidth is and so forth on those, but we'll leave that aside for the moment. We can also see things like operator yellow, which was granted a fairly expensive license in this region. Not, well, a couple of years ago. They're granted that license at favorable terms. They have not yet used it. At the same time, we can see that operator blue has licensed spectrum, but they have sub-licensed it to operator green. Meanwhile, operator green is not using their N78 spectrum. So there's all kinds of things that we can quickly infer by integrating what we're seeing with other data sets, and in this case, spectrum license data sets. And this shows up on the SXM dashboard. Taking another view at this. So again, comparing license versus actual usage, we can identify spectrum squatting, right? So who is not using their spectrum? This is a particular mid-tier Canadian town, and we can see lots of licenses have been granted in this area. Very little of it is being used. So this obviously creates some questions for both residents and for the regulator in Canada of, okay, we handed out this spectrum for mobile use. Should we reallocate it? It's not being used. How should we reallocate it? The fact that operator B has very little, and operator B is a leading operator, by the way, in Canada, has very little deployed. Operator A has quite a bit deployed. They're using a good portion of their spectrum, not a lot, but a good portion of it. Leads us to suspect that operator B probably has a roaming agreement with operator A, right? So these operators, and there are more operators who are not using their spectrum at all, we can get inferences on what is going on here and try to figure out how should we be better optimizing what's going on.